Hello everyone, this is Monday the 8th of February and this is our final unit for this term, and we are going to be looking at non-chronological reports, and we will talk about that more in a moment. But first thing is first, spellings. We are going over the O-U-G-H letter string again, okay? So I would like you to pause the video now and copy these down in your best handwriting, please. We've got bought, ought, thought. We've got drought and plough. Remember all these different sounds from the O-U-G-H letter string. Then we've got tough, enough, rough. Then we've got dough and though and through and cough. So all these different O-U-G-H sounds, there are 8 in total. There are lots of different sounds for this letter string. You've got to make sure that you're writing them down in the right combination for these, okay? So copy these down in your best handwriting and then we will move on. Okay, I have got a word search for you today. Now I know you can't physically do it, but you could trace your finger on the screen, and if you see one and spot one from the list, write it down and then see how many you can spot in total. I have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 words there. So that's an awful lot for a word search. So if you get 10, I think that's having a really good go, okay? So pause the video now, give yourself 5 minutes, have a really good look at this. Can you find all of those spellings? It took me a long time to do this. So very good luck, children. Okay, well done if you got some of those down. So how many did you find? Here are your answers. And you'll notice I put a little purple line here between 2 of the words, because that's 2 words, but they split off. So one's rough and one is though. So pause the video, check off the ones that you got, see if you're correct, have a look at the ones that you maybe didn't. Can you see them a bit more clearly now? Okay. So our new unit this week is all about non-chronological reports. Now, if something's in chronological order, it's going in order of time, okay? And these texts aren't written in time order. That's why they are non-chronological. And they are normally non-fiction texts, which give you information about a subject or an event, okay? Without telling you what happened in which order. So you might find you have a non-chronological report on penguins, or you might have one on a historical event that happened. So you can have them on pretty much anything that you want to find out a bit of information about. In fact, most of the information books we have at school, they're set out a bit like non-chronological reports, okay? So we're going to have a little look at an example together, and we are going to see some of the features and just have a little talk about it. Okay. So here we have a non-chronological report about the 2018 Winter Olympic Games, okay? And I'm going to read some of it. I'm not going to read all of it, and we're going to talk about the features that we can see in this report. So, Winter Olympic history. The Winter Olympics was established because it became necessary to have an international Olympic competition purely for sports which are competed on ice and snow, rather than competing alongside all sports in the Olympic Games. It also had implications for where these winter sports might need to compete. The first Winter Olympics took place 94 years ago in 1924. In Chamonix, France, with only 16 nations taking part. During the Second World War, the Winter Olympics in 1940 and 1944 were postponed. The last Winter Olympics were held in Sochi, Russia in 2014. Okay, so you will notice at the beginning of every non-chronological report, there's this introductory paragraph. It's a general overview of the topic of your report, okay? So this is giving us a tiny little bit of the history now. This one's got a subheading. They sometimes don't have some subheadings, sometimes they do have one for the introduction, but not always. We notice some more subheadings here, host country, and that tells you about the place in South Korea that's hosting the Olympics in 2018. We also have some links within paragraphs. So we've got rather than, we've got during the Second World War, and these kind of links help our writing flow a bit, don't they? We've then got a did you know box. Now there are often did you know boxes, or it might be called 10 amazing facts or something like that, and they give you a little bit of extra information that is usually surprising or something that you hadn't thought of. And this one is about the mascot for South Korea for the Winter Olympics that year. I've also underlined in purple any technical or formal vocabulary that has been used in this. Now, I've underlined things like established, compete, endeavouring, competitors, spectators. These are all words, vocabulary that are specific to the Winter Olympics. Now, if you were looking at a non-chronological report on space, for example, your technical vocabulary would be different, wouldn't it? It would be specific to space, and this is specific to the Winter Olympics. Okay. We have then got some facts and figures here. Over 15,000 athletes from 90 nations will compete in 15 different winter sports. So there are often lots of facts and figures in non-chronological reports, which they're quite fun to research. We've then got some more links within paragraphs, which is we've got but, and I've just written a little note down here of some other links within paragraphs that you might find in non-chronological reports. However, due to this, in addition to this, furthermore, etc., there are lots and lots that you can have. We've also got another information box at the bottom here. Okay. So we are going to be writing our own non-chronological reports at the end of this week, and they are going to be based on the Olympic Games. Now, the ancient Greek Olympic Games, okay? So your task is to research the Olympic Games, and we are going to be taking notes on that too. Okay, so let's have a little look at this page. Can I research the Olympic Games is going to be your heading. So I have given you 1, 2, 3, 4 subheadings here. One is origin of the games. So how did it all come to being? What's it all about? Then I've got participants. So who took part in it? I think we can guess who wasn't allowed to take part in it. Again, we can probably guess, but we do need to research that. Events. There were lots of events in the ancient Greek Olympics, some that we don't have today, some that we do have today. So it'd be good to get a variety of events noted down under there. And then some interesting facts. So things that might surprise people, things that you didn't know about the Olympic Games. So what I would like you to do is set your page out like mine is here. You could have your heading at the top, Olympic Games at the top, or you could have it in the middle as I've done. And what you're going to do is research each of these subheadings, okay? So you might want to, for participants, who took part in the ancient Greek Olympic Games? You could type that in and you will get lots of information. I've written here, you could use the internet and or some books to write down some bullet points under each heading. This only needs to be notes, so you just need to put your bullet points underneath, like so, okay? And you might only have, oh, they've all disappeared. only have 4 or 5 bullet points per each section, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, so you are just researching and taking down some notes about the ancient Greek Olympic Games. Now, I've put some websites at the bottom of the most helpful ones, and in fact the most helpful one is at the top, the bite-sized topics. There's a whole section on the Olympic Games there, the Greek Olympic Games, and it is very useful, so I would direct you to that one first. Then we've got National Geographic Kids, Ducksters, and historyforkids.net. So those are some useful websites that you could use. You might have your own books on the Olympics. You might even be able to ask your parents if they know some things about the Olympics, or ring up, you know, a relative or someone that you know might have some more information for you. So be creative, and make sure you're getting down maybe 4 bullet points for each of these headings. I'm looking forward to seeing your research and see how you get on. Good luck.